bringing you another gold nugget that you can either pick up or you can just kick it aside. Peace and blessings to each and every one of you all out there as I am embarking on my next journey from Sao Paulo to Rio to Salvador to who knows where next. I want to give a shout out to each and every one of you all who have embarked on an adventure, who decided that for whatever reason they were going to get their passports, venture into another destination, no matter where it is. For those who decided that they were going to explore, maybe seek out a better place to live, a place to visit, and a potential place maybe for the future. I know that I have, over the past 8 years, embarked on many countries. And I know that by my experience, it has I have grown leaps and bounds in my discoveries. Can y'all hear me? I know two people just came in. Shalom, shalom. But I hope y'all can hear me. I want to just, I shout out to my seniors, to my brothers and sisters who are 55 and above. No, I'm going to say 50 and above, because today's world, to make it in the 50s, my wife tells me, she's like, 50 is like, what 70 used to be. People are dropping like flies. Okay, everybody can hear me, great. And so shout out to the seniors out here, because we've made it, y'all. We've made it to the next level of life. And in my discovery of my exploration, not just outwardly, but inwardly, when we are adolescents and we go into our teens, and then we become the young adults, and then we become middle age, and then we become seniors, then we become super seniors. I'm telling y'all, it's a miracle to even make it this far. I'm 58. When you really look at your life and you're like, what you went through, whether it's your bad experiences, loss of jobs, failed marriages, sicknesses, whether it was financial, being in financial despair, whether it was almost losing your freaking mind. There are those who overcame addictions. Many of us who have come over, depressions and all of these things that life situations are there waiting on us. Elwin Price, 58. So shout out to my seniors, because we've endured, y'all. We have gone through a lot. And talking to my young adult children, she look like my niece. Talking to my young adult children and my nephews, my nieces at times, you try to lay to them some gold nuggets so that they don't bump their head like we did. And of course they don't listen. I didn't even listen at that age. But they're going to have to go through many of the things we had to go through. Right now at this point in time in my life, nothing surprises me. And when I see that these life situations happen, I can just walk right through it because I already know the outcome. I'm headed to Rio. Headed to Rio. Gwendolyn, 78 years old. Shout out to you, 78 years old. I'll be going to Salvador, hopefully after Rio. But anyway, y'all hold on to this gold nugget right here I'm about to drop. I did a video yesterday, or it might have been the day before yesterday, about I don't know if I'm going to return back to Africa. And there were some things in there that I got a great response from when I had made mention about I deserve greatness. And hearing some of the people's responses, especially to us seniors, and what we had to endure, especially coming through the 60s and the 70s and the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s. What we had to endure, no young youth can tell us our story. They can't even fathom what we endure. Now, I know each and every one of us have endured things differently based upon the areas that we came from. But I know because of those who were brought up before the 60s, during the 60s, even in part of the 70s, we have a story, y'all. And when people were reaching out to me and said they enjoyed the video, it really took me back to really think about we as a people don't believe we deserve the best. We have gone on through, now let me back that up. We think getting, clothes, jewelry, expensive cars is the best. No, it's not that. When I say the best, I'm not talking about anything necessarily tangible. Those things are easy to get. I think the poorest person's had the best of what they would consider the best, I mean, I found out that staying in expensive hotels over the years, driving expensive cars, having the juries, flying first class, those things are just they're superficial, y'all. They really are. Those things, though it's great to have them, I'm talking about something greater. And, and what I'm talking about, y'all, is for those who are older and those who are going to understand this. When you've poured your heart, your guts, your tears into something, it could have been your marriage, it could have been your job, it could have been your family, it could have been the country, serving your country like I did 20 years. It could have been, programs and for an institution, corporation, your education. It could have been, a house, whatever it might have been. When you know the sacrifices, when you know the hard work that you put in, and to realize that you're not being respected, we as a people have gotten to a place to deal with it. We have gotten to a place we don't understand excellence. We don't understand, hold up, I deserve better than this. I was married, my first marriage, for 17 years. And, me and my ex, we fought through the marriage, right? Trying to make it work. And I'm not going to throw dirt on her. Because I take full responsibility for that marriage as far as it should have never began. Men's are the ones who establish these relationships. It's our choices that we choose, so we can't blame the other person. And I don't believe in, they just changed. No. But when I came out of that marriage and I began to date, my first year, my first year and a half, almost 2 years, I stopped dating because I had to look at myself to realize that the type of women I was connecting with was the type of man I saw. I was the type of man at that moment in time, I didn't look at myself as great, even though I was doing things that I thought was great. So I found myself getting into fleshly desires, getting into dramatic relationships, connecting with those who really didn't even know who they were. When I realized that, I said, I'm not dating no more. I had owned a barbershop, right? My third barbershop, beauty shop I owned. I bought the building. I got to my wits' end. I got tired of having barbers. I got tired of dealing with them. It was you started to see that there was this whole change of character and behaviors and people's just attitudes. And I realized I don't deserve this. I don't deserve it. Not that I thought I was like better than, I was coming over a mountain, y'all. I was coming to a place to realize there's gotta be better than this. No, there's gotta be better than this. And what I found out, the only better than this is changing me. That was a hard pill for me to swallow. That if I want anything better, I must be better. How I think, how I look at myself, how I do my business, how I conduct, how I select. That's when many of y'all, I've heard, and don't be trying to go steal my saying. But I heard in my spirit back then, your selection is your reflection. I said, what, Lord? Your selection is your reflection. Let me break this down for y'all. First and foremost, just because you go buy $100,000 vehicle, don't mean that it reflects that you are a good person. It can reflect that you are full of ego. It can reflect that you maybe don't have the financial sense, and yet you just wasted $100,000 on a fast depreciative item. But when I realized my selection is my reflection, I had to understand that when I realized I deserve better than what I'm going through with these knuckleheaded people on my business, in the relationships of the women that I was selecting, it had nothing to do with them. It had everything to do with me. You know how you point fingers and it's like, the freaking job, my boss, my supervisor, oh, the government. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, it wasn't until then is when I went into the next dimension of success. I hate to use that word, but that's something that let me change that word, because there's many words that you can always find in place of another. I went into another dimension to find a more peace within me, a more rest, a more comfort, a more satisfaction. When I realized that I was the creator of my world. I was the creator of my relationships. I was the creator of my businesses. I was the creator of all that I choose to do. And if I ain't right, our belly see, that's beautiful. Don't mind if I use it. No, we used to say this right here. Look, hey, if I used it the first time, I give credit to you. Second time, it becomes mine. I think that's how we used to say it, Um, you know, some people misunderstood when I was saying that because at this moment in time, Africa's not ready for me, and she's not doing business with, not visiting. Hey, what's up there, Colin? I'm over here in Brazil, man, Sao Paulo. Um, Africa's not ready for me. Think about this, y'all. Even though we meet people in our lives, that person that you might find to be beautiful, or find them to have qualities, you might find that there are things that they're not ready for you in. There may be issues that they're dealing with that just like, hey, well, hey, you're not ready for me. You're not ready for me. And I'm not in that place where you are. Not to down somebody, because we all have our periods of life where we should need to be on our own desert island, sitting still and remaining quiet and developing. When I said me being accommodated, come on, y'all gotta put yourselves in this position too. When you know you have grown to go through the fire, and you've been developing and growing, and you've gotten to a place to where you realize there's some things I don't deserve. I don't deserve half-ass broken people. Look, I'm building and getting and reassembling myself. But I don't need to be with somebody who's broken. I don't deserve that. I don't deserve to be in a country that hasn't come to a place of an understanding of what is the most important for your people. I don't deserve to drive that Bentley that I so much like. And I don't deserve. Look, I'm better than that. Why would I put myself to go buy the 250,000 vehicle that I like when I'm better than that? I'll rent it. If you have an itch, sometimes you know what? It just takes a quick scratch, and then all of a sudden the itch is gone. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing that I said is like, because I know me. So a lot of things because of I had to understand who I was in my travel, my walk of life. There's many things short-lived with me. I get into a situation with a vehicle or a business or whatever, 4 or 5 years, 3 years, 2 years, 1 year. I'm like, okay, all right, time to move on to the next project. So when people were responding to my video, I wanted to come and drop another gold nugget. You deserve better. I watch our brothers and sisters. We put up with so much. We put up with so much from our family members, from our jobs, from our country, from the system. We put up with so much, and we forget who we are. We forget who is in us. We forget how great thou is. We forget. And then because we become so used to a numbing situation, we soak in it. We bathe in it. We live in it. Sometimes it's best to depart ways and say thank you. When I got divorced, I was hurt, I was upset because I had visions for that marriage. And in my humble opinion, my ex didn't want it. She didn't want the vision I had for us. And she chose to do what she wanted to do, not to throw mud on her. She has that right. And I came to a place to understand everybody has the right to live their life however which they want to, as long as you're not damaging other people. Now, I found out that I was trying to hold on to something that was not fruitful, that I had to let it go. Remember, I worked freaking 11 years, 7 days a week, two jobs. With the third job, I worked 3 years into that. So for 11 years, I saved money up because I had a vision when I retired from the military. I wanted to buy my house cash. Well, you know how that goes. Retired, typical house you're looking for, expenses go up, house costs a little bit more. It was only a little more. I poured my money, my hard blood, gut, and tears into it. And I'm talking about me working those jobs. When you now go through a divorce and you see that you worked so hard for something and now it's gone, it's a hard pill to swallow. Even the marriage you poured your energy into, who wants to go through a divorce? But you come to the end of your road and you know it's time to move forward. I'm thankful for that. Because the wife I have today, man, shout out to my wife, y'all. Shout out to my wife. And shout out to you all who have great spouses. Shout out to you all. I'm going to tell you all, being in Africa, I'm going to give shout out to my man Jermango. I'm gonna give a shout out and his wife, Jermango, his wife. I'm giving shout out to Mark and his wife. I'm giving a shout out to Troy and his wife. I'm giving a shout out to see them when you start naming people's names. Now it's like, I gotta now continue this list. But shout out to T3 and me and his wife. Shout out to my mind is just trying to go through, certain people. All of y'all know. Shout out to the Bag family, Rick and Cynthia. Shout out to I'm trying to go through those who are just couples who left to embark on a new way of life, and the couples staying together and battling through their transitions on their journey. Shout out to you all who are married, whether you're in America, Canada, Europe, wherever, and you are walking life together, being married. Shout out to you all. There's nothing more challenging than two heads coming together trying to create a one. That's a tough thing, y'all. But I wanted to just put that out there, that we have to look within ourselves and see the greatness so that it can be able to take root and blossom outside of us, so it can bring forth fruit in everything we do. Somebody said, "Are you having problems? You seem upset today." Y'all, I don't think y'all have never seen me upset. You've never seen me upset. I have people write me emails and say, "Go Black, are you okay? I saw your video and I can tell you were upset. I can this and that, blah, 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 and this and that." No. I try to show you all in the way that I can, disappointments and all that, right? I'm too old to be upset. I'm too old for that. Somebody said, "Keep teaching, bro. Let the haters hate." No, I love the hate. I don't even want to say that. I don't. There are no haters. Let's get that straight. There are no haters. Everybody in your space, in your place, in your face, is there for the molding and the development of the better you. Everybody. And you will go around that circle until you graduate dealing with these people who are here to develop you. Why? Because, like I said, you are great. You deserve better. And when you deal with people who, are going through their challenges of life, you have to understand, look, we all going through. That person who is mad, wicked, evil, jealous, envy, backbiter, bitter, they are going through something. And we should be able to see right through that in order to say peace to you. Not engage in arguments and drama. Because I deserve better than that. I deserve better than getting wound up, filled with anger and wrath, to spew back at somebody, caught in a tongue wrestling match, when I can just say, peace unto you. You know, I don't do videos and go jawing off at the mouth because people say stuff in comments or shoot me emails and be mad or whatever I say and then get on here and then fuss at people. Peace and blessings to you. Why? I deserve greatness. I deserve great. I don't deserve wrath in me. I don't deserve anger in me. I don't deserve despair in me. I don't deserve anxiety in me. I don't deserve depression in me. I don't deserve fear in me. I don't deserve any of that in me. I deserve greatness. This is why when you come to areas in your life, and that I had to find for myself, things that are stumbling blocks, doors that are closed, don't fight to open them. Don't fight to try to get over something. Let it be. Just let it be. No, I know it's hard for many of us. Oh yes, it is. But that is our teacher. That is what's developing us. Because I know that when you graduate that, it becomes easier. You become now the God over your situation. You become now the judge over you. You become now the power. You know, so many of us talk about how strong we are. You know, it's funny, and I'm gonna say with us guys, we talk about how strong we are, but can easily have meltdowns on situations that gets us wild up, filled with anger and wrath. Yes, emotions. You know, many of us guys who are, who have delved into, sports and talk about how strong we are and lifting weights and, all these things. And one little situation can crumble a man. And for many, it's women. Nothing against the women. It's just the weakness of a man. He can't control himself over a woman. And can't show that he has the power to walk in a place without being that player. It's I had to walk through that, y'all. I had to walk through that. Why am I allowing my flesh of desires to control me with women?
Se ela não respondeu o dia que ela foi, ai,
And it's, you know,
saiu, sei
why?
lá, saiu então.
Because some guys ask me, y'all. Some guys, you know, I'm a transparent guy because I
Não, mas
love
vai
helping people.
demorar tudo isso aí.
Some people ask me and wonder, how do I travel? And they're like, come on, man. You can't tell me, go black man, you ain't messing with some woman.
Fazer logo, fazer.
No. I've disciplined myself. Ain't that what disciple means? If I said I'm a disciple of the Most High, disciple means discipline one. I had to discipline, develop myself by understanding that I deserve better. I deserve, man, look. So guys, some guys, my own father, I'll never forget this. When I was first married, my first marriage, my dad, I never forget when we was sitting around, me and my brother and my dad, we were talking. And, you know, my brother had admitted he was, you know, he was unfaithful to his wife in his marriage. My dad was unfaithful to my mom, and I don't know about his other marriages. But we were just talking. And I was like, well, I ain't never cheated on my wife. And my dad's like, get the hell out of here. You talking that shit. You ain't never cheated. And I told my dad, I said, hold up, daddy. Because I had respect. He's gone now. But I respect, I'm like, I was like, hold up, daddy. Just because you couldn't control yourself don't mean that I can't control mine. But he could not believe that I reached a place of greatness in having control over my fleshly desires after chasing after every woman that I felt I should chase. Somebody, look, somebody says, please delete Paul Mack fully. Look, I think they got that now. You can delete somebody where you ain't got to see their comments. That's a good example right there. I don't need to delete Paul. I got the power to ignore Paul. You see, Paul has a problem if Paul is causing a problem. This is evident. This is where see, instead of doing away with the person, sit back and just watch the person and get to an understanding. Just another one who's acting out because they're suffering from a problem. You know, blocking people, they've made it on the phone. Block, I don't want to deal with you no more. Block, I don't want to see your comment. Block, I'm just done with it. You see, how about let Paul speak? And then as Paul begins to reveal who he really is, because people do, when you listen to people, that's why I said you deserve greater. You deserve greater. We can let Paul, whoever that is, I don't know, I'm just watching people say Paul. Look, when you can watch somebody's responses and see, they'll tell you their pain. If somebody don't agree with you, they're telling you it's painful. That's why they argue. It's painful. Your truth is painful to them. That's why I said I deserve great. I don't need to argue with somebody. I don't need to put up with things that are not conducive to my life. But I find that we are so... Look, let me tell y'all this right here. The Most High showed me this. Because we have been selected to be one of the chosen, our greatness is so powerful that even the evil and wicked things we do Y'all know how we as a people, and I'm talking about as black folk, do anytime we put our hands to something, we take it to the next level. I mean, if we gonna drink, we drink it. We gonna fight, we gonna fight. We gonna talk, we gonna talk. We gonna argue, we gonna argue. We gonna war, we gonna war. It's only because we don't understand the greatness within us. When you understand you have powers, you got to be careful what you lay your hands to, because you can become out of control where you can be very consuming. This is why I know I don't need to be using no drugs, because that alcohol, boy, I took that alcohol to another level. Or did the alcohol take me to another level? No, for real. You know, I went hard in the paint. I went hard in things because we are great. This is why it said, be careful what you put your hands to. Somebody said, we do singing and dancing. We are the best. We're the best in everything. That's why when you watch how devastating we are when we put our hands to things that are not good, it gets totally out of control. That's how great we are. Can you imagine the things that we put our hands to that don't flourish and bring forth peace and blessings? The energy we can put into something else that can become so much greater. Because we're powerful people. When Most High showed me that, y'all, I realized I must put this power into something that can bring fruit to me. Not wasting my time on dead matter. Not wasting my time on people who are going through their brokenhood of trying to put themselves back together. I don't have that time for that. I am on my journey trying to be my great. We are so numb. We are so asleep. We are so blind. Many of us don't even know or realize the situation we are in is shit. We've lived in it for so long that it's become a norm. There are people who believe love involves fighting and hitting each other. There are people who believe, just like we were talking here about deleting a person off the comments. People believe because today they haven't developed themselves in the greatness, I can just go shoot and kill you and be done with you. I can just delete you. I can block you. I can put you away. Instead of, like I said, you be the moderator. You be the moderator of yourself. As it is written, judge yourself rightfully so you can become the great. Look what the Taharka say. Taharka say, Go Black is a liar and a manipulator. You see, what Taharka is showing is that those that don't know me, their past, people have lied and manipulated them. This is why they would say I'm a liar and a manipulator. I told you, people will tell you their pain. They will come out and tell you their pain. So I don't need to delete Taharka off the comments. Taharka, as long as they are here, they're here for a reason. Some people need attention. They need to come on platforms and they need to be heard. They're telling you they are in a place of not being heard. And their anger and stuff, they can come out and just share it on a channel like mine. See, I don't need to block Taharka. Some people come on want their name to be mentioned because they have no self-esteem, and so they're hoping that people will mention their name on a channel. These are people who are suffering through a time of despair. You know, I aim not bitter says Bible doesn't speak. To the I aim not bitter, it don't speak, and they're absolutely right. To them, it don't. To me, it does. Boy, look, it speaks volumes because my spirit can attest to of the writings from those ancient writers who were putting down. Not everything. Course says hurt people hurt others, which is sad. Yeah, well, of course. When you talk about the people who don't even, who's, there are people who's never had love, y'all. There are people who's never had love, who's never had a warm heart, a warm hug, not from their mama or father. Me and my wife was having a conversation the other day, and you know, I told my wife, I said, yeah, babe, I just can't wait to get there to see you. I just want to lay in your arms and you rub my head, and I just be in your bosom, and then, you be in my arms, and I said, if women understood this right here is what I told her. My brother, we had a conversation, and he always wanted love from our mother. He always wanted that. My mother was an abusive woman. She did not know how to love because something in her, was never loved. And so my brother said, man, all I want, man, is to go and cry in mom's arms, man. And, she just hugged me and hold me. I said, brother, you got to find that man in the Most High. Sometimes, man, or find the person, man, if you need a human being, come here. But I understood what he was saying because of the fact that, let me say it to the women. I told my wife this. There are some women, I didn't say all. Look at this right here. Look at the father holding the kid. See the father, he's holding his son. Isn't that beautiful? A father holding his son. But let me tell you something. This is what I told my wife. I said, babe, there's nothing like a bosom of a woman. There's nothing like the bosom of a woman. And I'm hoping some women would understand this because this is coming from a man. Though I said my mother did not know how to love, she only loved it her own way. My wife, I told her, I said, we came out of the womb and our first resting place was in the bosom of the mother. The nipple? This is why women need to start breastfeeding. It's beautiful when I'm in Africa and I see the mothers breastfeeding their babies. And the baby, when the baby starts crying and she puts down her thing and that baby just go at it, boy. The baby just go at it. That is the nourishment and life of us coming out of the womb onto the bosom of the woman to feed her baby. We will never forget that. That is in our in our in in our spirit, being in the bosom of a woman. Women are using Similac and Enfamil nowadays, feeding their children. You see, dads can hold babies, but I can tell you, and anybody could tell you, or any child will tell you, but there's a difference when a child is resting in the bosom of a mother. It's the food source. It's the cushiony pillows. And stemming from that is where, we as a people, have to understand on both sides of what we bring. We deserve more. We deserve great because we are gotten so numb to the importance of one another. Shitty relationships, shitty jobs, shitty countries, shitty judicial systems, shitty governments, shitty everything. And when we get so used to it, we don't even know, even when it's standing in your face, what is great. So I want to come out here, y'all. G-Man said, we love the pillows. Hey, you gotta love the pillows of the woman, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to. Man, there's nothing like, man, just laying in your woman's, man, bosom. That's why I said, when the Most High showed me, rest in me, in my bosom, that's when I haven't said this in a while, that we reside in the bosom of the Most High. So I wanted to come in here and just drop a little something with you all. Thank you very much, Elder Havard. I appreciate, man, the safe travel blessings. Paul, you said I need help. Of course I need help. Why wouldn't I need help? Don't you need help? We all need help. We all need help to some form or capacity. We all need help. You're welcome, Judah Exodus. I needed to hear it too, believe me. Yep, I'm just reading through y'all's comments. Well, thank you, Jody Green. I appreciate you enjoying the channel. My job is always to give what is given to me. I can't hold and contain it, Yeah. Peace and blessing to you too, GLA. Thank you very much, Jackie. Yeah, we all are powerful, y'all. We are powerful. And we need to start saying it. And we need to really start cleaning up our acts. We need to realize we've been living beneath our greatness. We need to realize that I'll never forget this. I'm trying to think how old I was. I was in Delaware, and I remember hearing this. My brother, he's a pastor. He was talking, and he had made a reference that so many people start their day off sloppy. Get up out of the bed and can't even make your own bed. And when he said that, I thought about that. You get out of bed and don't even make your own bed. how do we, how do we look at each other? I mean, not look at each other. How do we look at ourselves? How do we treat the things that we were blessed to have? How do you, my daughter, I went to go see her, and then poor car, man, her poor car, dirty, filthy, hubcaps off, scratched down the whole side, and I'm like, I bit my tongue, but I bit it as hard as I could, but I said, "What have you done to your car?" And she was like, "What?" "Nothing." I said, "Exactly." Exactly. You work so hard to pay for an expensive car. And I say expensive, I don't care if it's 10,000, 8,000. It's your money. And you can't take care of your car? I know I'm going on some different subject matters, y'all. But think about the greatness. You buy a house, but you can't maintain it. You can't fix it, repaint it, repair it. You can't. How do you see yourself when you have, I used to tell my troops this. I had an office rule when I ran a section when I was in the military, and also when I had my barbershop. Your desk, your stations must be cleaned at all times. A cluttered desk is a cluttered mind. I remember my troops could not stand me because you're going to have your paper stacked in your in or out box. You're going to have your binders in a row. You're going to have your desk clean. You're doing business. We should treat ourselves as such. Why? Because we're great and we deserve great. And everything I do shall be great. Everything I do will be great to the best of my ability. Why? Because who that is in me is great. All right. Anybody have any questions? Put a question mark before your question so I can see that you want to have a question. I will entertain. I got 6 more minutes, 6 and so minutes. Anybody has a question? Renee, thank you very much, Renee. I appreciate that. Cooley says, clean your room, clean your problem. Clean your problems. Yeah. I mean, your body is your temple. We got to keep that clean. I'm headed over to Rio right now. Yeah. But anyway, you all. Yeah, I'm still in Brazil. I got to get ready to go ahead and board here in a minute. Yep. What would you say to a child who doesn't understand what time we're in today as a people? I guess I'm thinking about what's the age of the child. My screen just flipped. Just share with them. I mean, if people are using books as a means of history, then share with them the history. Share with them how things used to be and how things are now. Are you thinking about leaving Africa? No, I'm always going to visit Africa. It won't be my home base though. Is it cold there? It's a little chilly out. Thank you very much for the trade travel, him. Johnny Tiller, do you believe all African Americans are Hebrews or some? Um, you know, to call oneself Hebrew, an Israelite, or to label yourself anything, must you act it? Must you be it? You know, am I still offering a spiritual tour in Tanzania? No, there wasn't a. There was many people who said they wanted to go, but once I put the price, I didn't get much of a response back. What would you? Okay, that's the one I read. Um, okay. Do you have coaching or a program to assist people who want residency? Yeah, I do a consultation. Go to goblack2africa.com. I do a consultation. Depends on what country you're talking about, but yeah. Or just shoot me an email. Don't have to do a consultation. Just shoot me an email, and then just let me know what you're trying to do real quick. Tell me what country, and if it goes further than that, maybe do a consultation. But yeah, I can give you the info. Do you? Okay, I read it over right here. Thank you for the safe trips, you all. Wishes. Goretta said 62 and sexy. All righty. Why are you so handsome? Why am I so handsome? Because I have the spirit of the Most High exuding out of me. Let's see here. Thank you, people. Peace and blessings to each and every one of you all as I begin to go ahead and get on my flight right now. They're about to start boarding here. And until then, y'all, this is your man, not your boy, bringing you another gold nugget. Another gold nugget that you either can pick up or you can just kick it aside. I am out. Blessings to all of you all.